feel like telling us where you're joining us from today, that would be great. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Last week in our first workshop in this series, we talked a lot about the importance of tuning into the body and the breath, and how that learning to be aware of what's going on in our bodies is the first step to healing chronic pain and stress damage. So if you are new to yoga and you haven't watched that first video, I encourage you to go ahead and go back and take a look at that first practice, because it is like one of the most foundational elements of building a safe, healing, successful yoga practice for yourself. Today we're going to build upon last week's class, and we're going to continue to work with tuning into the body and really feeling the work in each pose. And also we're going to work on grounding. Our theme is rooting down to rise up. This is a part of our resilience program here. I have a quote I'd like to share with you. It is only by grounding our awareness in the living sensations of our bodies that the I am, our real presence, can awaken. And that quote was from George Gurdjieff. So we're going to continue to play with this concept of grounding our awareness in our bodies. And then also we're going to work in grounding our energy of our subtle body down into the earth. So if you're not quite sure what that last bit means, go back and watch the first video, but also I'll expand upon it today. So let's get going. Come to a comfortable seated position. Make sure that your knees are directly under or over your ankles. Get my props here. Toes are pointing forward. Knees are hip width apart, ankles are under the knees. Nice long spine. Take a moment to close your eyes. Soften and release your shoulders. Soften and release your neck. Soften and release your hips and glutes. Now in this pause, imagine shining a flashlight through the whole body, tuning into your feet, tuning into your ankles, feeling into every corner of your body, and taking a moment to just feel any areas of tightness or tension or maybe even a little bit of pain. So we shine the light of awareness through the whole body. And as we do this mindfully, we do it with an attitude of exploration and curiosity rather than judgment and criticism for maybe areas that don't feel so well. So tuning in from head to toe, and just notice those areas that are tight or tense or painful so that we can mindfully build a yoga practice in support of those areas. All right, so now that we've tuned into the body, let's tune into the breath. Feel the cooling rush of the breath coming in through the nostrils. Expand the belly, expand the back, expand the heart space with breath. As you exhale, feel the cooling rush of the breath moving out through the nostrils. Feel the expansion of the lungs and the belly as you pull the breath in. Soften and release with the exhale. Remember, if you have asthma or any breathing issues, just think about slowing the breath rather than deepening. One more round of breath here. And then allow your eyes to open. Okay, rooting down to rise up. The first thing we're going to do is check into your sits bones. Your sits bones are the bony part of your bum. Take a moment to just shift your weight from left to right and see if you can feel the sits bone take, one sits bone takes weight as you lean over, and then as you switch, the other sits bone takes weight, the opposite one comes up. The sits bones, we're going to root down through the sits bones as we do this next yoga exercise. Fingertips at the knees, nice long spine, arms are straight and strong. Seated cat and cow. If you want to get down on the floor and do regular cat and cow, go for it. But for those of us who may be at our desks or not able to get down on the floor, let's do it seated. So inhale, long spine, let the heart come forward, rock the tailbone back, long spine, expand the belly, pull the heads of your arm bones back. So I'm arching my back. Exhale, squeeze the belly in, pull the belly in strongly as you tip the tailbone forward, let the shoulders come forward. Again, inhale, seated cow, arch the back. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the back, tailbone forward, shoulders forward, hallowing cat, seated cat. Now, tune into the sits bones, the bony part of the bum, as you continue to slowly move between cat and cow. Tune into the feet. Root the feet down into the floor. One more round of cat and cow. Inhaling, expand, arch the back. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the back, hallowing cat, nice long spine. We're going to take the knees wider. Make sure your ankles are still under the knees. Drop your arms to your sides. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders slowly up, both shoulders. Hold here, one round of breath. And then slowly, slowly release the shoulders back down. Now we're going to hug the right arm into the side of the body. Squeeze the right arm in. We're going to spread those fingers like we're shooting lightning bolts out of both hands. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, palm faces inward. All right, breathing here. Another big breath in. Exhale, draw your belly in. Feel the sits bones root down into the chair as you squeeze that lower abdomen in. Hug the right arm into the right side of the body, and we're going to lift the left arm over. And we're going to do a side stretch, but tune into that left sits bone. Don't let that left sits bone come away from the chair. Keep it rooting down into the chair. It does not matter how far you go over to the right, but keep the belly engaged to protect your spine. Hug the right arm into the body, shoot those lightning bolts, fingers spreading wide, muscle energy wrapping around the fingers, into the wrists, down the arms. One more round of breath here. And then to come out, inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, switch sides. Left arm hugs in. Scoop the right arm up. Right palm facing the center. Hug that left arm into your body. Big breath in. Exhale, squeeze the belly in. Feel the sits bones rooting down into your chair. Now we're going to reach that right arm over, but keep the right sits bone down. Lengthen from the right sits bone up through the right shoulder and out through the fingertips. Don't forget to breathe. Keep that breath moving through. One more round of breath here. And then inhale, big breath in, lengthen up through the spine. Exhale, release the pose. Let's roll the shoulders, big circles. Slow movement, really tuning into all of the feelings of muscle and tendon and bones moving as you link the movement with your breath. Reverse the direction. Inhale, back, up. Exhale, forward, down. Inhale, back, up. Exhale, forward, down. Good. So grab your block and bring it to your right foot. Block is under the right foot, and we're going to extend the left leg. Flex the foot. Square your shoulders to that right knee. Take a moment here to lengthen up through your spine, and then inhale, scoop the arms up. Seated warrior one. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, lengthen up through the crown, and feel your sits bones rooting into the chair. Draw the belly in. Okay, so we're rooting into the stability of the chair. Root the left foot down into the ground. Root the right foot down into the block. As you root down, feel the muscle energy building in the lower body. Good. Now we're going to tune into the upper body. So I want to bring my shoulders slightly up, chin slightly up with an inhale. Exhale, bring the head back over the body, bring the armpits back. Now draw your shoulder blades down the back. It may even be helpful to pull your elbows down into the sides of the body. Feel the work in the shoulders and the lift in the heart, the lift in the spine. Root down through the lower body, rise up through that opened heart and up through that lengthened spine. Keep the breath moving through, engage your core. One more round of breath here. And then inhale, exhale, release the pose. Switch the block over to the left foot. All right. Left ankle is under the left knee. We're going to straighten the right leg, flex the foot. Shoulders facing the left knee. Arms are dangling. Okay, take a moment here to tune into the body, rooting down. So sits bones root down into the chair. Root that right heel into the floor. Root the left foot into the block. Feel that muscle energy building in the lower body as you root down. Now, we're going to inhale, big breath in, scoop the arms up. Exhale, pull the belly in, draw your shoulder blades down the back. Again, we want to make sure that the head is back over the body. Draw the shoulder blades down, keep the belly pulling in. And if it's helpful for you to get that heart more open, use your muscle energy to engage the scapula. Bring the shoulder blades down, down, down the back. Hug the elbows into the sides of the torso. Keep the belly engaged and deepen the breath. Root down through the stability in the lower body. Rise up through the heart as you pull your elbows in, or if you just pull your shoulders down, feel the lift in the heart and lengthen up through the crown. One more round of breath here. And then release the pose. We're going to come to standing now. We're going to play with this idea of rooting down. Oh, but before I move my chair, I wanted to just review something, and if you're new, I want to explain something. We're going to talk about the four corners of the foot for creating a solid foundation for standing poses. This is the mound of the big toe. This is the mound of the pinky toe. I'm going to talk about four corners of the foot. That would be the mound of the big toe, the mound of the pinky toe, the outer heel, and the inner heel. Those are the four corners of the feet. So go ahead and come to standing and move your chair. We're going to turn the chair facing away from us. Keep it on your sticky mat. so that it doesn't slip out from you. I'm going to grab a sip of water while everybody moves their chairs. Good morning, Kitty. It's great to have you here. Glad you could join. Okay, so standing at the back of your chair, we're going to bring the feet to slightly less than hip width apart. When we talk hip width, we mean hip bones. So slightly less than hip width apart at the back of your chair. Take a moment to lengthen your spine. Root down through the mounds of the big toes. Root down through the pinky toes. Root your heels into the floor. Close your eyes, tune into the breath. Imagine sending roots from all four corners of your feet down into the earth. As you root down through the feet, feel the muscle energy spreading up from the ground, up from the feet into the legs and the hips. Close your eyes and take your hands away from the chair. Check your balance. Notice if you tend to sway just a little bit, or if one side wants to take more weight than the other side. So like for me, I have some stuff going on with my right hip, so I keep drifting to the right. It's like my pelvis is a little uneven. So by taking a moment to tune into that, I can become more aware of this compensation pattern. I was talking about those in the first segment of this workshop. I have a compensation pattern going on in my body because of a chronic pain situation. So now that I'm aware of how my body is standing, I can engage my core and bring things back to where they should be with some mindful use of muscle energy. Okay, so I'm much more in alignment now with where I should be. I'm going to take the hands to the chair again. We're going to step back to Warrior One, Standing Warrior One. Left foot stays where it is. Bring the right foot back to a wide stance. Angle those toes off to the long edge of your mat and bring the knee to a nice bend. I want to come to a bend of the knee where I can still look down and see the front of my ankle. Root down through the four corners of both feet, and we're going to very gently square the hips to the chair. Hips squared to the chair. Root down strongly through that back foot. All four corners of the foot rooting into the earth. You can imagine those roots from the four corners of the foot going down, deep into the earth. Back leg is straight and strong. Nice deep bend in the front leg, but check to make sure that your knee does not go past the front plane of the ankle. Now, arms are straight and strong. Engage your core, pull your belly in. Feel that strength and stability as you root down into the earth. Now, let's rise up through the heart. So, if you're able to take your hands away from the chair and balance, go for it. But if you need a little bit of extra support for your balance this morning, work from here. Arms are straight and strong. Spine is lengthening straight up. We don't want to be hunched forward over the front leg. We want a stance that allows us to be straight with the spine. From here, inhale, outer edges of the collarbones lift. Lift the chin slightly. Exhale, bring the head back, heads of the arm bones back, pull the shoulder blades down the back, and press the hands into the top of the chair. So that isometric energy of the hands pressing into the top of the chair, draw the shoulder blades down the back, and here you have opened the heart. So if your balance will allow it, this is Warrior One, shoulders down. If we go for the arms up, remember, pull the shoulders down. One more round of breath here. And then to come out, take a hold of your chair, big breath in, step, 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 come on up to the back of the chair, shake out your hips. Shake out your hips, take a deep breath, and we'll go to the other side now. So right foot stays up at the chair, root down and into the floor. Left leg comes back, and angle those left toes out at an angle out towards the left side of your mat. Find the strength in your legs and come into a deep bend of the front knee. Check the knee, that it's not going past the front plane of the ankle. Root down through the feet. Feel that strength and stability as you set this foundation. Engage your core. And now rising up. Inhale, outer edges of the collarbones lift. Lift the spine. Exhale, bring the shoulders back and down. Open that heart. Back leg is straight and strong. If your balance is good and you want to try for the arms up, remember, pull the shoulder blades down. So we don't want the tops of the shoulders to scrunch up at the ears. We want to open the heart. Spread the fingers wide, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Keep the breath rolling through. Engage the core. Root down into the stability of the earth. Rise up through the heart. Expand the heart center. And one more round of breath in this position. And bring the hands to the back of the chair to come out. Take a moment at the back of your chair. Come to feet facing forward. You can rest your hands here, close your eyes, and deepen the breath. Take a moment to tune in from head to toe. Notice any difference in the way that your body feels compared to where we started today. And then we'll move on. Once again, right foot back, left foot forward, wide stance as we come into Warrior Two. So, same situation. We got to angle those toes slightly out, so the toes are not facing directly towards the long edge of your mat. Toes are at an angle. Back heel is down. Deep bend of that front knee. Check your alignment. Keep the knees safe. Root down through the feet. Send those roots down into the stability of the earth. Back leg is straight and strong. Inhale, outer edges of the collarbones lift. Lift the chin. Exhale, roof of the mouth comes back. Head moves back. Shoulders back. Shoulder blades down the back. Pull the belly in strongly. Engage the core. You can add a little bit more work by pressing the hands into the top of your chair. Again, if you want to come into the position for the arms for Warrior Two, you can come to this position. One arm is straight forward and one arm is straight back. Now, if your balance does not allow for that this morning, that's okay. You can always hold on to the chair and then bring that right arm back behind you. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. And we're gazing forward. So wherever you are is fine this morning. We want to create a yoga practice that meets you where you are. If you are unstable, you've got the chair for support. One more round of breath here. And then to come out, inhale that arm up and over and back to the chair. Hips square to the chair. And step on up, shake out your hips, deepen the breath. Going to the other side. So right leg stays up at the chair, step the left leg way back. Angle those toes out. We're going to start with the hips square to the chair. Deep bend of that front knee, root down through the four corners of the feet. Engage your core. Pull your belly in. Feel that strength in the foundation that you are creating for this pose by rooting down and engaging the core. Now let's rise up. So inhale, outer edges of the collarbones lift. Lift the chin slightly. Exhale, head comes back, head of the arm bones come back. Now from here we can if this works for you for Warrior Two, if you don't want to move the arm, just stay here. Otherwise, coming into Warrior Two, right arm forward, left arm back. Gazing over the right hand. Again, you've got the chair here for stability. If you need to hold on with that right hand, but bring that left shoulder back. Keep your gaze forward. One more round of breath here. And then to come out, inhale, swoop the arm over, back to the chair. Step, step, step. Come on to the back of the chair. Shake out the hips. Take a moment to close your eyes. Tune in from head to toe. Soften and release the neck and shoulders with the exhale. Soften and release the hips and glutes with the exhale. Notice any difference in the way that your feet are taking weight. Is it more equal now? I know I'm much better. I'm standing here and I'm releasing, and I'm not feeling that pull with my body wanting to pull to the right side due to that old injury. Balancing it out. All right, one more round of breath here. And then we're going to step back into the standing supported downward facing dog. Come into an L shape with your hands shoulder width apart at the top of your chair. Bring the heels, oh, I'm running out of screen here. Bring the heels back so that they are under the hips. Pull the belly up and in. Press the arms down into the top of the chair. Root down through the four corners of the feet. Deepen the breath here. One more round of breath in this position. Now, if you feel stable in this position and you want to go a little deeper, we're gonna work the heart center here by doing a twist. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, pull your belly up and in. Bring the left hand away from the top of the chair and down. Check your stability here. If you're coming out of balance, don't go any further and put your hand back up. If you're here and you're stable, bring that left hand to the outside of the right knee. Come a little deeper in your bend. See if you can gaze out from under the right arm. Keep that right arm straight and strong. Deepen the breath here. Ease into the pose. Slowly, slowly moving into the pose. Work that left hand down so that you can open the heart to the right. One more round of breath here. If you have low blood pressure, I do not recommend this. Big breath into the belly. Exhale, pull the belly up and in. If you do have low blood pressure and you went that far, like me, super slowly as you come out, just super, super slow. Bring that left hand back. Straighten the arms, good stretch, and we'll go to the other side. Right hand comes down to the left outer leg, twisting, opening the heart to the left side. Deepen the breath, slow and steady. Remember, we take this in phases. This is phase 3. This may be too much for you for today, and that's okay. If you're just staying at the back of the chair, that's fine, and you may even need to come up and just have a quiet moment of standing and tuning into your breath. And so we're going to come out of the pose, bring that right hand back, slowly, slowly as you come out and bring the right hand back to the back of the chair. And then inhale, lengthen up through the crown, walk yourself back to the back of the chair. Take a moment to shake out your hips, close your eyes, and tune into your body once more. Inhale, imagine pulling the breath in through the crown of your head, expand the belly, expand the back, and expand the heart space with breath. Now as you exhale, imagine sending the breath down through the feet, down through those roots, deep, deep into the earth. Softening and releasing with the exhale. Inhale, imagine pulling the breath in through the crown. Expand. Exhale, send the breath down into the earth. Soften and release. One more round of breath here. And then allow your eyes to open. Okay, bring your chairs back to where we started and go ahead and grab your block and your strap. We're going to bring the block between the knees, and the strap's going to come to the hands. So we've been talking about rooting down through the lower body, rooting into that solid foundation of the earth, and opening the heart center. So the more that we open and expand the heart center, the more room for the energy body to expand through there and flow through the whole body as well. So as you go deeper into yoga practice, you may hear people referring to poses as heart openers. So we were doing a strengthening practice there where we're building strength in the lower body and opening the heart at the same time. So we're going to do a little bit more intense heart opener now. And so if you've got shoulder issues, you're going to want to take this very slowly and very easily as we move into this pose. So we're going to start with our strap and bring it behind us. Knees are over the ankles, and we're going to hug the knees into the block. Hug the knees into the block so you feel muscle energy building in the thighs. Root the toes down into the floor. Root the heels down into the floor. Root the sits bones into the chair. So we're rooting down through that lower body. Pull the belly in. And as you pull that belly in, feel the sits bones rooting into the chair even more firmly. Okay, so keep all of this work in the lower body. And we're going to take our strap behind us and bring your hands to outer hip distance. So I'm going to start with my elbows bent. Inhale, outer edges of the collarbones lift, lift the chin. Exhale, bring the head back, bring the heads of the arm bones back. And now straighten the arms and pull the shoulder blades down the back. Make sure you keep your head moving back. We want to keep your neck in alignment over the spine. So deepen the breath here. If you have pain in your shoulders, you may want to go with a wider hold of the strap, or you may want to just keep your elbows bent. So if this is okay for you and you are feeling good about the pose, don't forget to keep the knees squeezing together, belly pulling in, rooting down through the feet, rooting down through the sits bones. To deepen the opening of the heart, walk your hands just a little bit closer together on the strap, and then draw the shoulders down a little bit more. You can go deeper still by resisting the hands away from one another on the strap. One more round of breath here. Keep the breath moving through. And then release. Bring the right palm facing the sky. Bring one end of your strap to the right hand. Right palm faces the sky. And then the left hand you're going to bring behind you. Bring the strap back behind you. One hand is on the back of the head, and then one hand is down here by your waist or your low back. Hug the knees into the block. So one hand has the strap down here, one hand has the strap up here. Hug your knees into the block, root down through the feet, root down through the sits bones. Bring the belly in. And then very, very slowly walk the hands a little bit closer together on the strap. Right shoulder back, left shoulder back. Bring the head back. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Deepen the breath here. If you have pain in the pose, then that's just too much. Back off on the pose and deepen the breath. Squeeze the knees into the block, pull the belly in. One more round of breath here. And then release the left hand, allow the right arm to come up. Switch sides. Left palm faces the sky. Bring the end of the strap to the left palm. Right hand comes behind you. This one can be a little bit awkward. The first few times you do it, it takes a while to get the knack. So don't worry if you're a little bit confused. Right hand is down at the lower back. Left hand is up above. And then right shoulder back, left shoulder back. Pull the belly in. Keep the knees hugging into the block. Walk the hands a little closer together. Deepen the breath. Keep the head moving back. If you want to go deeper still, walk the hands a little closer together on your strap. Ease into it. Listen to what your body is telling you. Meet yourself where you are. Deepen the breath. One more round of breath here. And then we're going to release the right hand and let the left hand come up. You can set your strap off to the side. Rolling the shoulders one last time. Inhale, forward, up. Keep the chin lifted. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down. Reverse the direction. Inhale, back, up. Exhale, forward, down. Inhale, back, up. Exhale, forward, down. Good. Take a moment to close. You can set your block off to the side as well. Take a moment to close your eyes and tune into the breath. Once again, imagining pulling the breath in through the crown of the head. Expand the belly, expand the back, expand the heart space with breath. As you exhale, send the breath down through the feet, into the earth. Soften and release with the exhale. We're going to move into Shavasana now. So, as I mentioned last week, Shavasana translates to corpse pose. So the idea is that we're just coming into stillness. We're quieting the mind. We're being still so that we can feel the expansion of the energy body. So we can allow all of this good energy work that we've done for ourselves through wringing the stress and tension out of the body with muscle energy and using that cleansing breath. We're going to take a little time to just feel into the difference in our inner body, our subtle body, as we lie down on the floor or sit back for Shavasana. You're welcome to just scoot on back in your chair and rest your back and close your eyes, or if you want to stretch out on the floor, go for it. I'm going to sit and play the singing bowls for us while we go into Shavasana. So stretch out or sit back. Close your eyes. Turn your focus inward toward the breath. If you feel like you're having a hard time staying present and grounded in the awareness of your body, you can always think about counting the breath. Inhale to the count of 3. Exhale to the count of 5. Soften and release with the exhale. Allow your breath to deepen. Bring a little movement back into the body. Maybe wiggle the fingers and toes. If you're on the floor, come to your side before slowly making your way back up to seated. In the chairs, go ahead and scoot back up to the front of the chair. Let your back come away from the back of the chair. Feel into the length of your spine once more. And again, tune into the difference in the way that your body feels now compared to when we started today. See if you can feel the expansion of the prana, the life force, the chi, the energy pulsing through your subtle body at your heart center. We'll close today chanting Om, Ah, Om, one time. You're welcome to join or just to listen. But if you are chanting, feel into the vibrations moving through the body with the sound. Allow the breath to flow in. And at the end of yoga, it's customary to bring your hands to prayer position, and we bow saying, Namaste. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here and sharing